I have a portrait shoot tomorrow. I'll be shooting portraits of my friend's wife, Marsha. Amazing, amazing people. Some of the best people I know. With the RZ67. So the RZ67 is medium format, 120 medium format, 6x7 format, which is massive. It's bigger than any digital sensor that people can get or use for photography. I'll be shooting a roll of Kodak Gold 200, just to feel it out. And what is most interesting is that I will be using the Aputure 400X and the ATCs. The Blair Engine, like I've mentioned a few times, is blue, lime, amber, indigo, and red. They have these emitters. Now, the indigo bit is the most interesting one because it gives skin luminance. It gives you that sort of like luminescence basically in the skin. So I'm excited to see whether it translates into film as well. I will also be shooting a roll of HP5 on this thing. So taking you behind the scenes, possibly showing you how I light my subjects. The theme will be analog punk. I will be keeping things simple though. I'm not going to use a lot of props, a lot of stuff. This is basically how I will light stuff for e-commerce, but throw a bit of a weird theme into it. She has a lot of tattoos, very, very interesting tattoos, which I believe were, tattooed on by her own husband. Very interesting, isn't it? So, let's go. Now the first setup is really simple. It's the Aputure Light Dome 3, a 90cm softbox. I'm very surprised that they don't include the internal baffle into it. I'm sure Aputure has their reasons. They are a lot smarter than me. The ATC right down here, clamped down here using a magic arm, included in this relight kit by the way, is filling the shadows of this subject. Here's the thing, here's the interesting bit. Because I want the background to be blue, I have an ATC with this bulb thing lighting the background. I've already put on blue. It's an RGB light, so yeah, it's making the entire wall blue. So I am going to tilt my key light all the way up. Be my virtuoso. Camera is the Mamiya RZ67 Pro II. I have a roll of Portra 400 loaded, and on the second film back I have a roll of Ilford HP5. Let it ring, let it ring, let it ring. If you can do it. I also use what is probably the most expensive light meter in the world. I use my Leica M11 to meter the whole thing. So yeah, beauty dish right up there. I turn the wall white. Basically, I just wanted a clean look to show what Blair actually does to the skin. And then for the rest of it, I gave Margaret 5 frames. Medium format photography, especially on the Mamiya 67 Pro II, is the perfect road to bankruptcy because you only get 10 shots per roll. Let it ring. So I want to share some thoughts about shooting with continuous lights yesterday. I come from a background of swearing by using flash to do all my photography. It is a no-brainer for me. And right until the 400X, I've always thought that there's something missing with LED lights. It turns out it's the Indigo LED. I'm going to try to show you what it does in a future video, and even this one because I'm still waiting for the film to get developed. Now, thoughts on shooting with LEDs. The pros are you can see exactly what you're going to get on camera. That is, a godsend. That is very, very convenient. The cons are, now don't get me wrong, I'm going to list you a list of cons. It can be quite a long list because I'm just, rambling on, sharing my thoughts about shooting using LEDs. Now, when it comes to output, you cannot compare a 400 watt LED and a 400 watt flash. It's not even close. The 400 watt LED can allow you to shoot with the same modifier. It will allow you to shoot all the way up to f16, no problem. The shutter speed goes to the flash also, so you can also freeze motion and what have you. Now, the output from LEDs, and it is also a pet peeve of mine where a lot of people think that there is no explanation, that people seldom talk about this, but 400 watts on LED is measured in lux, it's not measured in watt hours. So yeah, there you go. It is going to be a lot dimmer than a flash. So I struggled shooting anything over f4. I stuck to f2.8, I stuck to f4, f2.8, which is wide open on my lens. So yeah, I couldn't get depth of field when I'm shooting photography. If you're doing digital, it's not a problem. You just crank the ISO up all the way to probably 5 million or something and you'll be all right. You just get a lot of noise. But seriously, when you're shooting video, the base ISO is often at 640 or 4000 and even 12,800 when it comes to Sony. It's wild that you need an ND filter when you're shooting at night with a Sony. It's just crazy. Anyways, I'm still very apprehensive about ditching flash and shooting LEDs. I know the solution to the problem: bigger LEDs. I don't think I need to go all the way up to the XT52 from Aputure. That is just mental, that is just stupid. And when it comes to price, it's going to be a lot more expensive than using even a 1200 watt flash, which I have. And then from the output of the 400X, I will struggle to use some of the modifiers that I use as well. For example, a double diffuse softbox or an umbrella. And I don't think there will be a problem using an umbrella, except that it doesn't have an umbrella mount. So Aputure, please make an attachment for it. Here's the good news though. I think Aputure is going to make the 700X or the 800X. I am very excited. I know that I am a noob. I am a newbie when it comes to Aputure. I'm the new guy when it comes to Aputure lights. I hope that I have the opportunity to test those lights. Yeah, it will be interesting. It's not a lot, it's an extra stop. But that is the difference between f4 and possibly f7.3. I'm not going to say f8. Or actually, I'm mistaken. It's going to be from f4 to f5.6. Robbie, get your math straight. Right then, the photographs are being scanned and being developed and scanned. Can't wait to show you the results, especially the ones from the HP5, which might showcase what the Blair Engine is about. Alright, see you later. So I got the scans back. I'm quite happy with them. Simple shoot, nothing, no props, nothing, just a makeup artist, some clothes for Marsha to wear. And Marsha is not a professional model, so the photographs, considering all things, were awesome. Now, I want to show you this frame and talk about the Blair Engine a little bit, especially the Indigo LED on that technology. Basically, I wanted to test the 400X on HP5. Why HP5? Because HP5 is panchromatic, which means it can be quite sensitive to blues. And the Indigo channel actually contributes a lot to how this photograph looks. Now, traditionally, LEDs lack this channel, which means there is a gap there somewhere. With the Indigo channel on the Blair technology, it actually lifts blacks a little bit. Not that much, but it actually cleans up the blacks, just filling in that sort of missing spectrum in traditional LEDs. You can't really see it through your eyes, but HP5 just sees it all. That's why I was quite curious how it actually translates to black and white film. And furthermore, if you look at the shadow on the cheek, because skin absorbs a lot more indigo than clothing and jewelry on this photograph, it actually cleans up the shadow cheek too. and various other darker bits on the skin. That is why you can see very, very good definition on the lips, on the eyes, and different features of her face. So yeah, shooting on the 400X, it's incredible. Now, it's been a few days since I've done the shoot, and I know what Aputure is coming up with next, but I am not going to talk about it here, but I am very, very excited about it. Right, so yeah, that was behind the scenes of my tests of the Aputure 400X, the Blair Engine on film. I like it. Like I said, flash still has a time and place, but yeah, LEDs have gone a long way. Right, see you in the next one.